The XRP army, the information I shared with you guys in the cutting edge movie, is much bigger than you might think. Many things are happening in China and the US economy as a whole right now. These things will have a huge effect on the price of XRP and the rest of the crypto market. Watch what Bitcoin has been doing to understand what I mean. Take a look at what Ethereum has been up to over the last 24 hours. I'm here to tell you that XRP's time will come, but you need to be ready for what's just around the corner. It's not really what you were expecting. The yield Fed shift is the first and most important thing we need to talk about. When you think about how that will start to affect the housing markets, where homes won't sell for as much as they do now, you can see that it's going to unravel. So what will happen to the real household asset, the house? The house rate is going to go down. It's likely that the fees will stay about the same for at least the next couple of months. And that will have very bad effects on the rest of the market because the real estate market is the biggest one, especially in China and a few other places. That's a big deal because that wasn't happening 4 years ago. Bitcoin was bought as a risky investment, but now it's being used to protect against inflation. That is clearly important for what I'm about to tell you guys. Plus, we can see that gold and Bitcoin are going up and down a lot more. In addition, this is a very important point because gold is hitting new all-time highs. Bitcoin is about to do the same thing. At the moment, the markets don't make a lot of sense, but they might soon make a lot more sense. First, I want to tell you this. The CEO of BlackRock is here, Larry Fink. He was giving a speech here not long ago. Some people asked him about the Federal Reserve and his upcoming investment initiative meeting. I believe this one was held in Dubai for sure, but let's play this because this is really important stuff that needs to be done before the Fed ends this year. When it comes to rates, would you expect a 25-point cut or a 50-point cut? Or you don't know? I believe it is safe to say that we will have at least 25. However, I do think that there is more inflation built into the world than we've ever seen. We have a government and rules. This makes prices go up a lot more, whether it's because of immigrants or not. Please excuse me, our rules for making sure all of this happens. The question of how much we were traditionally is not being looked at by anyone. I could say that in a more customer-driven economy, the cheapest goods were the best. This is the most modern way to campaign these days. I guess our government has rules that are built to cause inflation. Having said that, I guess we won't see interest rates as low as people are predicting. Okay, that's a very interesting fact. As you can see, this is the case because I just told you that interest rates are still going up and won't be going down. But the thing is that the prices of assets that can be linked right away to debt are going to go down. So the two markets you should look at right now are real estate and cars, since they're both pretty big. Everyone gets into debt to buy all of those things. The truth is that 95% of people take out a loan to buy both of those types of assets and they'll pay you every 2 weeks or once a month for them. The one's property will go down, but the ones that aren't tied to debt at the same time can go in a very different direction. For example, gold, which is a hedge against inflation, can go in a very different direction. Also, I want you to think about what the best ways are to protect against inflation when it comes to money systems. Bring a chance answer to the fiat forex proper gold. Top example has been around for such a long time that it is the best way to protect yourself from inflation. Truth be told. Gold used to be used to back up money. We need to go back to those times. Anyway, I think that might be super cool. Then there's Bitcoin, which is a newer one that people are buying because they don't want to lose all the buying power of their dollar, right? I'm going to keep this digital foreign currency that has a set amount of it. Yes, there are a lot more and better choices. Moving on to other topics, there are a few things we really need to talk about before we get to the really important China stuff. First, Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, says that the next SEC chair needs to drop all of the unnecessary cases and problems and apologize to the people of the United States. Yes, this is very true. I think a big part of why we're in this mess now is that people no longer trust the Federal Reserve and other governing bodies like the SEC to do their jobs. They are now putting all of their paper foreign currency into Bitcoin or gold to say, I don't think you should do that. There is no way that the inflation numbers you're giving are right. They're almost certainly investing in much better assets than you are, like stocks and everything else. This is the end of the secret area. Each of these is a business. People around the arena have every right to be mad at the US, right? China is doing something because of this, and we'll talk about that in just one more 2D. Before we go, we need to talk about the rise in the price of Bitcoin. Okay, things have gone really crazy. Bitcoin fees are going through the roof. Bitcoin has gone up more than 60% this year and is on track to be one of the most valuable things in 2024. In just the last 365 days, the crypto markets have gained $1.05 trillion in market value. Can Bitcoin eventually reach $100 and start to move in sync with coins? Yes, it looks like we can do that if you look at this picture over the course of a year. In fact, we will see that Bitcoin has done very well during election years since we are currently in an election year. The price of Bitcoin went up over 10,000% in just a few years after Obama was elected in 2012. Since Trump was elected in 2016, Bitcoin has grown by 2.5 times its value in years. The half cycle seems to happen exactly once every 2 years, which suggests that election years are good for cryptocurrencies. You are that the elections are taking place. And it's true that Bitcoin hits its all-time high about a year and a half after the split cycle ends. This is called the bull length. That's right, I'm crazy with this ability charge movement, but let's start with this. This is China. Now for the China news you guys have all been excited about, right? China is ready to accept a package of plans to boost the economy worth $1.04 trillion. Okay, the stimulus is $1.4 quadrillion. Now I need to tell you men that it wasn't that long ago. As you know, China started printing money overnight, which caused their stock market to rise by 20%. Okay, it got big. The stimulus plan that was passed before this one is by far the worst. The markets go up. Okay, look at this. This is the People's Bank of China adding cash, right? While the shot is going on, you can see a lot of. Every single time right after the markets do go up, there will be no doubt that we will see this again. Of course, the injections are now open and people are going to put money